kids, families, people from all around the world. It's just whoa. And then you open a door and you're transported into another dimension. Yes, watch the experience.
This is our first biter, our version of a French choux, which is basically a pastry dough stuffed with a sauce Monet. It's a cheese sauce based on Langres and Comté cheese. Enjoy it.
Next bite, celeriac taco. So the shell itself is made with the celeriac, and then we fill this with claws from Langoustine, Nobis dressing, a little bit of finger lime and orange. Awesome. Enjoy it in one bite.
And here we have your next canapé. So this is the buckwheat blini. Hidden underneath you'll find some yuzu kosher butter with horseradish creme fraiche. And sitting at the top, of course, you have the otoro, which is the fattiest cut of a tuna belly. And we finish off with some grated wasabi as well as arima essential with miyoga at the top. So please enjoy in one bite.
FZN is inspired by our other two sister restaurants we have in Stockholm and Singapore called Frantzén, of course, after Chef Björn Frantzén, and Zén. So basically playing a bit of his name there. So Björn opened his first restaurant in 2008 in Stockholm, and then we relocated in 2017. In 2018 we received the third star there. Zén opened 2018 and also got awarded 3 stars 2022 actually. Then we work with different concepts also, but this is quite similar as we do at Frantzén and Zén, where you're starting, as you see here, in a living room kind of environment. We want to really get the feeling for the guest also that you come into somebody's home, and in this case, quite like Nordic. If you look at the interior, also in Nordic style. And then we're gonna go down and we're actually gonna sit in the kitchen. So you're sitting very close to the kitchen and the rest of the team and see everything happen in front of you. And of course, I mean, working with the playlist also. Here we have a bit more cozier style in the living room, and you will see the pace later on will pick up.
Your next biter, it's our spring impression. We have a yuba shell on the bottom, topped off with a smoked ricotta cream, and a salad based on asparagus, pomegranates, pumpkin seed, and a little bit garam masala. Enjoy it in one bite.
Alrighty, heading into a take on a Swedish classic. So we call it a råraka. So basically it's potatoes that we string, we fry it like a cylinder, filled up with a sour cream, Vendensro coming from north part of Sweden, a protected area called Kalix, pickled onions on top. Takes around 2 days to make this bite, so I would recommend you to take it in 2 bites.
So we're at restaurant FZN, which is short for Frantzén, which is the name of the chef, Björn Frantzén. And Björn Frantzén is the undisputed king of Swedish Nordic cuisine. His flagship restaurant is in Stockholm, and it has 3 Michelin stars, impossible reservation. He then opened another one in Singapore, 3 Michelin stars, almost impossible reservation, but equally an impossible reservation. And we're here in Dubai to try the new restaurant, FZN. And people are saying, will it be the first 3-star Michelin restaurant in Dubai or not? Time will tell, and we're here to experience it.
So here we're going to go through the products for the dinner downstairs. So we're going to get some products from Nordic countries, some from Japan, and some locally sourced as well. The dinner downstairs is going to start very seafood based, starting with some scallops coming from the northern part of Norway. The colatura, it's a garum coming from the Amalfi coast of Italy, based on fermented anchovies, where they put on big oak barrels and ferment them. And they press it down, and the juice that comes out is this lovely garum sauce. The scallops we're also going to serve together with some fermented apricots, and we have Japanese snowball turnips as well. Then we're going over to our langoustine dish. We have langoustines also coming from Norway, from the coast of Bergen, so a bit more south. This we just gently poach to get them out of the shell, and then we deep fry them with some kushikari rice and making it crispy side underneath of the langoustines. We're also serving them with a warm butter emulsion with maybe some turmeric. In the local language, this is called haldi. Then we will have our Chawanmushi dish. The Chawanmushi we are setting with some Danish organic eggs. We're also using a broth made with Cecina de Leon beef coming from the northwestern part of Spain, and have some grilled razor clams to go with it. Over to the turbot dish. We are getting turbot in from Brittany in France. Get them in very nice and fresh before we clean them and hang them up to dry age. So we dry age them around 7 to 10 days, depending on the size of the fish, and serving it with our caviar. Our caviar is a collaboration between N25 and Björn Frantzén. They have their farms high up in the mountains of China, so we get a lot of nice, clear, fresh mountain water. And there they grow a hybrid between Kaluga and Schrenki. When the sturgeon is old enough, they take out the caviar, ship it over to Munich in Germany, where the company is based, and there they can age the caviar, and they can age it for up to 9 months, depending on the salt quantity. Over to our toast. We are serving you toast tonight with some Sanrico mussels coming from Japan, dusted with some local sumac, and then we have on top our Angus beef. Angus beef coming in from Australia, already 30 days aged before we marinate it in some parsley and mustard seed. Soak it a bit before we dry age it furthermore, giving it a nice charcuterie feeling of the beef. Then we will have a classic on the menu. So since Frantzén opened back in 2008, they had these elements on the menu. The first menu is actually hanging over there on the wall. You can see it on the way out. And we have some Roscoff onions from France, some macarona almonds from Spain here, and licorice root as well. Tonight you will have it served as a soup. For the main course, you're going to have a Guinea fowl coming from France. We get them in fresh, age them, marinate them in shio-koji before we finish them over some birch embers. Serving it with some morels, also from France. And we have 2 sauces on that dish. One sauce is made with fermented white asparagus and some ramson, and the second one is a sauce périgodine, made with Périgord truffles from France, and on top we have some local mint. Over to the sweeter part of the menu, we have a couple of berries. Have you seen these berries before?
I have not.
No? So here we have 2 typical Nordic berries. They grow in the northern part of the world. We have a lingonberry here for your pre-dessert. Going to serve it together with some local rose, and for main dessert we have cloudberries. Cloudberries, it's a very rare berry growing on the marshlands. You can only pick it for 2 to 3 weeks in the end of August, beginning of September. Serving it today with some Iranian pistachios, some matcha tea, Earl Grey tea, and lastly, milky oolong tea. Milky oolong tea, it's oxidized tea coming from Taiwan. It's like almost milky on the nose, like a strawberry milkshake almost.
So examples of pickles and preservations. Obviously the summer in Scandinavia is very short, so a lot of the food there is based around preservations, pickling, fermentations. We're in our wine cellar. We share it with our sister restaurant, Studio Frantzén, which is just next door. We're working with Dubai's biggest wine cellar now, so currently around 1,700 references. Slowly working our way up towards 2,000 references as well. Obviously with our menu we offer a lot of wine pairings, so to have that size of cellar to draw on, that's really important.
خمسة آلاف قنينة 1700 ليبل. نحن بأكبر واين سيلر بدبي، عم تشوفوها حوالي بريستوران اسمه FZN. يعني عم بينحكى انه يمكن يكون اول واحد عنده 3 ستارز، بس عم بتمشى وفرجيكم انه نبيد اللي موجود هون. اوف، اول سؤال سالته عندكم نبيد لبناني، الجواب كان ايه. بعدنا عم فتش، اكيد رح لاقي شيء.
So I'm gonna open your first course. So we have a fresh scallops from Norway. So you can see, we go in there slowly. Then we go in here. And here we have the beautiful scallop. And next I'm gonna remove it from this side. And here we can go a little bit closer. So here we have the eyes of the scallop example. So it's going down on the water like this. This is the main muscle what we're gonna serve, so I'm gonna remove it. And here we have. It's going to be our first course.
So he's from Malaysia, spent a little bit of time in Stockholm, but then quite a bit of time at FZN, our sister restaurant in Singapore. He's looking over after the fire tonight. So if you come, we're cooking over Swedish birchwood. So you have the main fire here. It breaks down into embers which will cook over here. And then we'll finish with the smoke on the left-hand side. On what we call the sauce section, we have Björn, who's from Quebec. They're joining us from Canada. A little bit of time in Stockholm before coming out to help us open here. So he'll be cooking your Chawanmushi. We spoke about upstairs with the Danish eggs in our bamboo steamer here. So you've got that steaming away. Your Langoustines will be fried in the pot here. In the middle, we have what we call a turbot kettle. So in here we have a Belmonte or a butter bath, and we're slowly poaching your turbot in here. We'll plate the dishes on here as well. This is nice and warm, and they'll go over to the trays section before being passed over to go to the table. We have Adam and Von, who are preparing your first course as well. So the scallop that Henry just opened has been passed through. This part of the kitchen is the coldest part, away from the fire. So it's where we'll do the colder courses, and then it will change into the dessert section later on.
It is outstanding. Wait, it's an upscale, high-end, never done before experience, not in one room, but in 3 rooms already. And you go all around, walking around, it starts someplace, it goes to the other, and the team is ready to welcome you. They're all waiting, they all know you, they all know you're coming, and they'll take you on a journey of smile, happiness. It's the experience at 80%, it's the food that comes next, and every single dish is mastered to perfection. What's happening around here is beyond eyes can imagine, usually known to be in Europe, usually known to be in the high-end places of Europe, and now in Dubai. This guy has taken cuisine and high-end culinary delights to the next level, and what we're experiencing tonight is something definitely you've never seen before. So, it starts with the bites, it starts on the upper floor, it starts on the second floor actually, a bit of drinks, experience, meeting the team, 4 bites, and then you go down a level, have a tour to the dining room, and then afterwards, after the dining room, it's going to be back on the 3rd floor or on the 2nd floor for desserts. I've never done this before, but it's new to me. Understanding the ingredients, seeing your ingredients, knowing what you're going to expect, not the dishes, but what are we cooking with. Living with the team, experience it omakase style, if I may say, and all the team from all across the globe, probably several, 4, 5, 6 nationalities, each one of them working to perfection. They all feel like models, perfectly wearing everything on them, and the hair and everything in between. The experience goes in every single detail, from the music, from the light, from the glass and how light it is, from the wines, from the perfect English, from... Okay, let's experience food now.
From the northern part of Norway, we're serving these as a tartar. Scallop you just saw being opened. We have fermented and dehydrated apricot, snowball turnips coming from Japan. We're using the fermented apricot juice as a dressing with a little bit of tomato water, and we're finishing with an oil of orange blossom.
Wow, 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 wow. The olive oil, the lemon, the acidity, the quality of the fish, the light, thin crunch of the carpaccio, feels like daikon. Just perfect. Perfect refreshment, big portion. Whoa, takes you on a trip.
We will serve you the tail down here. So langoustine, what we do with the langoustine is that we dip it in a rice called kushikari, so sushi rice, which we overboil and then we dry it for 2 days. We put it under and then we fry it together like a package. 10-12 seconds. Emulsion to your right, it's double layers. We have a Charon sauce in the bottom, so like a tomato pudding, with a bit of turmeric, and then we cover this with butter emulsion. Finger food. Use your claws, thumb, index finger, dip, make sure you go through both layers. Rose water, don't drink it, it's for your hands.
This is for the hands, okay.
Exactly.
Let's experience. It's hard on the sides, probably oily cooked on the bottom, super juicy on the inside, enjoyably salty with a crust of salt, and then go in. Probably one of the first person who invented, who allowed eating with your hands at a Michelin-starred high-end restaurant was Noma back then, with a 24-course meal. And ever since, the Michelin, from 2 forks, 2 spoons, 2 knives, and everything in between, went into the evolution of, yes, you can use your hands, feel the ingredient, feel the texture, and go in. Whoa. Oof. It starts somewhere, it's finished somewhere else. Creamy, lightly spicy, lightly sweet. Oh my goodness. And then clean up, hot water, rose water. Voila.
For the next 2 dishes, we're gonna move to Burgundy, and this is the south part of Burgundy called Maconnais. Family Cordier, they work a bit in Polyphysie, they work in Macon as well. But the style of the Chardonnay, usually from the south part in Macon, brings like a nice honey sweetness. It's still used with oak, so you get this big and bold, nice character. But for me, the producer always brings out that nice little honey sweetness towards the end. Still very fresh, very elegant, and it's from 2020, so not too long ago. We will pair this first with Chawanmushi that comes now, and then later we move over to the Turbot. We're gonna increase the flavors a little bit in the food, so we need to follow along in the glass. Working also with the smoked broth coming here with the Chawanmushi, so that also smoke and oak. Chawanmushi is more actually about the cooking technique. Chawanmushi translates to steam cup in Japanese, or teacup steam. So we have an egg custard in the very bottom, which we steam off in the bamboo basket right there at the kitchen until it sets. Usually takes around 9 minutes. And then we layer this with a few different layers. We have a broth made from Cecina beef. You might have seen the piece upstairs on the box. So we dry it, age it, and smoke it in hay. And then we slice it very thin like katsubuchi before infusing it to the dashi. Razor clams we grill over the fire. Fresh sea urchin, a little bit of coriander. Spoon all the way down, so you make sure to get a little bit of everything.
Wow, 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 wow. And the famous Japanese dish, Chawanmushi, taken to the next level of European fine dining. Wow, the experience is way different than all the Japanese ones we've had in the last 3 weeks. It is a trend, but this one is next level, next level. No, no, next level. It's like asking a Michelin chef to do a knefe. It feels the same.
Time for our turbot serving. So behind me over the pass we have a bel monté, or a butter bath, where we're poaching the turbot, topped with the skirt. And now we're adding here our caviar from N25 in the Bel Blanc. Bel Blanc has both influences from Middle East but also from the Nordic countries. So working with etika in the butter sauce, which is a Swedish vinegar, and also some tahini, which is sprouted walnuts.
You say tahini?
Yeah. So here we try to incorporate a bit of our own DNA. So taking care both of having both the Nordic influences but also the Middle Eastern one. And in the sauce here also we're adding a bit of sprouted walnuts. We will add some more butter. And it's an oil based on walnut and brown butter.
Wow, Amjad, wow. Texture of the fish, quality of the caviar, the butter, the olive oil. It's like milk flowing like a river on the tongue. No smell of fish, uplifted, simple, and you feel that you need to do this. Good job.
So far, it's been really incredible. It's not about the bling here. There's no gold leaf, there's no smoke, there's no fire, except the fire that you saw for cooking, the real fire. So it's all about the ingredient, how they combine ingredients. The first few dishes we had weren't even cooked. They were just combining raw ingredients with beautiful sauces and the essence and beautiful little flowers, and you can really see the mastery and the incredible job the chefs do.
Okay, so now we're heading down to Provence in the south of France to a very small appellation called Pellet. Chateau Simone, pretty much the only producer here. They own sort of 95% of the hectares that are under vine here. They produce around 10,000 cases of red, white and rosé. 10% of all of this goes straight to the US, and then of that, only 10% is their rosé, so really small production here. It's a blend of Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre, then you also have a little bit of Sanso, and then 7 other field varieties in here. Although it's a rosé coming from Provence, it's not typical as you might find from here. You can see from the colour in the glass. It's got a lot of body, lots of structure, quite a lot going on with it, which is the same as your next course. You have savoury, sweetness, umami, so you need wine with a lot of character that stands up to it.
Next up we have our French toast. So this one, if we start all the way in the base here, we have a spelt sourdough bread. So using Swedish spelt flour. We then top it off with an emulsion that we make together with spring onion. On the grill here we have some Japanese blue mussels that we just grill over the open fire. Then we have seasoned them with some sumac. And then lastly here on the tray on the bottom we have our house-made charcuterie. How's the start building down here? All good?
Oh, great. Man, this is next level. Wow. Usually you go to restaurants, and it's been happening lately, it's a mushroom dinner, or it's a meat dinner, or it's a seafood dinner. And here we're jumping around from one to the next, while going all around probably all the edibles of the world, all the animals of the world. From seafood, from shellfish, from fish, and now all the way up to something different. Is this a little tiny sandwich, a signature? Oh my God. Oh mon Dieu. Man. Experience 2, 3. Flavor 2, 3. Texture 2, 3. A light intensity, softness, oiliness. Oh my God. Whoa.
So a semi-oxidised, semi-sweet style of wine coming from the island of Madeira. First came around from the colonial era, When sailors pick up grapes and bought barrels of wine from here, and they'd sail around the Horn of Africa. And as they did this, the wine would wash in the barrels against the oak, and it would also cook in the heat from the sun. They found this semi-oxidized, semi-sweet style of wine. We're moving into one of Björn's signatures next, his Holy Trinity, our onion, licorice and almond, which we serve as a soup. And when you serve soup, you want something rather than just a flat wine, something with a bit of texture and body, which Madeira fits really well. And the sweetness you have here works fantastically. With the sweetness in the dish, but also there's a real nuttiness in the Madeira wine, and we're working with toasted Marcona almonds in the dish.
All right, next up we have a signature flavor combination that Björn's been working with ever since 2008, since the first menu. Consists of onions, licorice and almond. So here we have all the way on the bottom caramelized Roscoff onion puree that we then top off with a soup also made from Roscoff onion. And then some roasted Marcona almonds as well as licorice powder and roasted almond oil.
So Anthony, I heard
Yeah,
the guys say there's onions in it.
I'm all in. Everything's worth it in this restaurant. Go down and Hani, is this for real?
What is it? What does it taste like?
Wow, it tastes like
Licorice.
licorice tickles your tongue, just opens up. It like feels like that candy you eat, and then a crunch, and then wow! It's not a dessert. It feels like a dessert. It's not a soup, but it feels like a soup. It's a new experience for my brain.
Okay, gents, moving to our main course. We're heading actually to Gippsland in Australia, so in Victoria, just southeast of Melbourne, right on the coast here from a winery called Bass Philippe. Set up in the 1980s. Originally they planted just Cabernet Sauvignon. They found it didn't grow too well, so they ripped that out and then planted Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, so traditional Burgundy varieties. They're now producing some of the finest Pinot Noir coming out of Australia. You have a lovely cooling element coming from the coast here in the vineyards. And this is their 2019 estate wine. So, already on the plate we have a sabayon of wild garlic, so almost like a whipped emulsion. Here I'm adding our French Guinea fowl that you saw being cooked over the fire behind me. Finished with some local mint leaves as well. Then we have morel mushrooms. So French mushrooms were stuffed with a farce, actually made using the leg of the Guinea fowl as well. A little bit of wild garlic on the top, as well as some more mint. And for your sauce, we have a Perigordine sauce, which means we're using preserved truffle in here as well. And then just to finish on the top here, we have a local grower of cucumber flowers.
All right, we didn't serve you any spoons to go with the main course, so we'll do it the French way, bread and butter. So we have 9 layers of butter. It's a French butter, a shallot butter and a truffle butter in 9 different layers, topped with a little bit fleur de sel and olive oil. This is a Parker House roll, so basically like a milk bread. I'll recommend you to eat it together, but as I mentioned, it's also the sauce spoon of the evening, so make sure to clean the plate.
There's not a lot of places in Dubai that you can get game. We don't see it that often. So here we have some Guinea fowl. I left a big piece here. Crispy skin, very soft meat, very tender. Cooked, rosé, medium rare. Sauces complement. It's a beauty. Then there's a side dish of a morel mushroom that has a stuffing in it. Lovely, very delicate, very balanced, beautiful.
Allow me to say, it's one of the most memorable experiences we've had in Dubai to date. I've been to a few, and this one is one of the highest to date. Every flavor is unique. The experience is unique. And now comes the bread. Super fluffy, super tender, unique butter. Never seen this before. Layers of butter.
If you're gonna eat butter, it's gonna be here.
Yep. And butter is made to be enjoyed this way. Not the commercial butter you find at the supermarket, that high end. Oh my god. 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 عمال ابكي. وحيد الله دمعت وحيد الله. Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. The bread is phenomenal. And then wipe everything out.
I guess it was good, huh?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
So here we have your palate cleanser. In the bottom we have a frozen lingonberry marshmallow. We fill it with some spruce oil. On top we have crystallized violet and a blackcurrant granita. We dust it with some rose powder, and we have some balsamic vinegar on there as well. Make sure you dig deep. Enjoy.
Yeah, so we're in the Burgenland of Austria, and the Seewinkel right next to Lake Neusel. This is Krücker's 2020 Beer and Auslese. Beer and Auslese means it's made with grapes that have been affected by botrytis or noble rot. What happens in this area is the vineyard sits right next to a really shallow lake called Lake Neusel. And in the summer, the warm morning sun heats the lake and you get this morning fog come up, which goes and rests on the vineyard. It encourages this fungus to grow called botrytis, which drinks the water from the grape, increases the sugar to water ratio, thereby making it sweet. Here we're working with mainly Chardonnay. We also have Welsh Riesling, which is an Austrian indigenous Riesling. So the caramelization, tartatan, the sweetness coming from the Chardonnay. The Welsh Riesling means nice and clean at the end and fresh, so it's not too overly sweet. Krücker, really iconic producer, makes wines all on the Predikat level, so all different levels of sweetness. It's chocolate beer and Ausleses. Amazing. This is delicious, one of my favourite wines on the pairing. He actually snuck his wine into a Chateau Yquem tasting in London in the 90s, into a blind tasting. So he knew if it was under his own name, it wouldn't have been sort of judged fairly. And his wines actually came out on top.
So for your main dessert, in the bottom we have a cloudberry jam together with a matcha bomb. We have some pistachio brittle and caramelized pistachios. The mousse on top, it's a Earl Grey mousse, and the powder I dusted on, it's a powder made with milky oolong. Then we have, of course, some ice cream. Ice cream, it's a salted carrot ice cream. And I will finish it with some oil made with milky oolong as well. Then the idea here is to have a Nordic grandma dessert. So my grandmother loves to cook waffles, so you will have some waffles as well. Matcha waffles made with some pistachios and vanilla honey. Idea is to take this on top of the waffles and then enjoy.
بيد ورا الثاني كبيات بعقده خفة. It's a Swedish company. رائعة فعلا رائعة. Very light, very high end, very thin. And these are all the wines we experienced today, one after the next. هلا بخبركم عنهم شوي شوي. What do we have here? Salted carrot ice cream. Yes, جزر. Caramelized nuts, salted carrot. Wow. When we first started, Hani and I imagined it might be the first 3-star in Dubai. It will be. I believe it will. It definitely will. It's simple. ما في حركات. No show off. No shows. Just amazing, good, great food. Super professional team. Great produce. You won't be eating any more waffles on the streets anymore, my friend. Bravo. We decided to end it in style and tell you both of us that it was one of the best experiences ever. And this dessert is probably one of the best desserts we've ever had, both of us,
We both
in
said that
our
at the
life.
same time.
مش معقول.
It's
مش معقول.
salted carrot ice cream mixed with the cream and the
Caramelized
waffle.
and
You put
stuff and pecans.
Wow.
And,
Honestly, wow. And
Wow.
look, we killed it.
تروك شي لحدا. It was phenomenal and memorable. Chapeau, must experience, plan it and come do it. Thank you guys.
All right, gentlemen, you successfully succeeded part 2 of our adventure. We are now going to part 3. So if you're ready, you may follow me back to the lounge. So our first serving up here, we have a trio of Japanese fruits. Starting off, we have a crown muskmelon. So like we said earlier, only one melon on one tree. We are finishing it off with a little bit of sancho oil. We have lemon juice and lime juice and lime zest as well. Going into our amau strawberry, which we are finishing off with a little bit of long pepper and tonka bean. And then I would finish with the Miyazaki mango, which we are finishing with exactly with fleur de sel as well as yuzu zest to freshen it up a little bit. All right, gentlemen, we have here our petit four trolley. First of all, I'm going to put the secret box right over here. Just going to leave it there for a while, whilst I will explain our petit fours which we are having here. We have 3 different macaroons to start off with. Starting with macaroon, which we make with sea buckthorn and saffron. In the middle we have macaroon, which we make with coconuts as well as coffee beans. And then we are finishing off with macaroon, which we make with dried persimmon as well as pistachios. In the back here with me, I have 2 butterfrees on your left hand side, made with lingonberry and espelette pepper. The espelette pepper, which does give a little nice kick to it. And then we have one with chamomile as well. The secret box. I'm gonna open it from this side. The secret box with our chocolates. So we have 3 different types of chocolates here. Starting up, we have the walnuts, so that we make with dark chocolate and sap mushroom, as well as walnuts. We have in the middle white chocolate with yuzu and blueberries. And we are finishing off with milk chocolate, where we find a little bit of red beet as well as raspberries.